guys, Michael Ketchen here with another episode of the Michael Ketchen Show, joined as always by Matthew Hitchcock, great Bet on Yourself hat, and my better half, Hannah Ketchen, joining the show finally.
Finally.
All these months of big timing us, Matt.
Welcome back, guys, from Arizona.
Three. It's like Voltron's form for Commonwealth Collective. Yeah, Matt's been out here just
well, you guys both did big
slaving
timing.
away.
I know.
Taking all the shrapnels we're growing. We're out here just living it up, right? Looking at Camelback every day, thinking about like Scrooge McDuck on our piles of gold.
It was very cold this winter.
Yeah, and I said, I
wouldn't know, Matt. I wasn't here.
absolute savage. To be fair though, you do that to yourself because we say
snowboarding was good.
We're like, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah,
You're like,
snowboarding was nice.
How many times did you go snowboarding?
I didn't go as many times as I should have.
No, how many?
4.
So it was worth suffering for an entire winter.
And to be fair, 3 of those was Montana.
So you stayed in a New England winter. That's poor planning by you, sir.
Well, what are you gonna do?
And that's what we don't do that. And I mean, how great was it? I remember she thought we were nuts. She didn't think we could do 3 months away. How was it?
I thought I would just like miss New Hampshire and everyone way too much. I mean, I missed everyone, but like sunshine on my face every day.
Like you don't give a shit
think
about
No.
I think I'd be okay, like going away. But
That's like, yeah, fuck these people.
no, not necessarily. But yeah, I think I would be okay with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was excited, and it goes back to what we built the company for, what we're doing, what we do, was being intentional. And I think we made this plan 3 years ago. We said the goal was
About then, yeah.
3 months a year in Arizona, 3 months a year in Montana, 6 months in New England, and then, travel intermingled. And
Yeah.
we're getting closer.
And now, since you guys came back in May, that 6 months in New Hampshire is going to cut to like 4 months because all the rain would be getting
Oh,
in the pollen.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. You're right. Like I love the people of New Hampshire, and I love New Hampshire as a state. It's the weather. It makes it absolutely miserable. And it was fun. I mean, we have people out visiting all the time, and I don't think people realize enough. Like we talked about, it's the business, right? I mean, that's what people want to hear about. It's, I think the stat was like, I actually woke up thinking about this today. I think 90% of businesses fail or something like that, like in the first 5 years.
Yeah. I think it's a 5-year or 7-year.
We are
hump.
a statistical anomaly, guys.
It's fair.
I never would have thought that, like the stupid little, we're going to buy one house and a guy's going to shoot guns in the woods and calls from the police station because he needs to be bailed out. This is the contract on our first deal we ever did, by the way. And now here we are. We have like employees and we have a real company now. Well, Matt just even said it a second ago. Like I still don't even think it's the weirdest thing. Like people rely on us.
Yeah.
Like payroll is a very real responsibility. What is it like every week? Because you handle that. For those that don't know, every other week. Hannah kind of oversees the what do you just call it? Like the financials? I don't know if that's
business operations.
Like we're so focused on the real. I mean, you deal with the stress of the numbers. What is that?
Yeah.
What is that like? Knowing that like people's lives like depend on us.
Stressful.
Stressful.
Does
I don't think people
does
talk
it
about
just
that
look like
enough.
the stock market with all of our accounts?
Yeah, it is crazy.
God, it is. It really
It
is.
literally, like, yeah, it's unreal.
What's the part no one talks about with entrepreneurship, right? It's like all the responsibilities. Like you've got insurance, you've got lawsuits, you've got lawyers, you've got CPAs, you've got tax strategy and estate planning. And it's like, there's no like playbook for this when you do this. There's no like, this is what you do. You just wake up and one day it happens.
And just when we think we've kind of not all of it, but figured out, gotten a good grasp on it, it's like another thing. Like you need this pops up.
You always learn something
Wait, you
new.
need this pops up.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
like, but
We
I
actually-
thought we had this.
Like I have something
Under
in my
control.
car we have to go post right now. Like we have employees. Like this is like an office. We have to put up certain like paperwork.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like it's crazy.
Yep.
Like,
There's
it's
always
like,
something coming up.
There is always
State of New
something.
Hampshire law or whatever it is. You have to.
And again, like I say it all the time. Like what I'd say the transition we're going through right now is I say we're transitioning from being real estate investors to being a real estate company. Right? We're becoming business owners. Buying real estate, relatively easy. And if you're good problem solvers, like when we say it all the time. The three of us did everything. In some ways, it was so much easier. It was hard. It was more physically intense.
Yeah. Smaller scale though.
Yes, but it was like we owned every step of the process. And now I feel like
Yeah.
you're like, you need to know enough to know where the bodies are buried, but you need to invest in good people that you trust. Like there's so much shit going on. And for where we're going, like I think about it sometimes. I don't know if you guys, I catch myself constantly thinking, that's how I manifest. I'm like, all right, it's probably going to be 5 years from now, and the company's going to be doing somewhere between 15 to 20 million a month in revenue. And I see how, see, she's kind of anxious. I see how many like transactions, how many had, and then like you start to think about that, right? You're like, I've got 300 employees. We've got probably a C-suite at that point, right? We've got probably regional directors at that point. And you're just making a few high-level decisions, but the ripple effect of that foundation, those building blocks. And I manifest and I project that like that's already happened. That's already us. But man, it's like sometimes you're like, this is like, it's so much. I just want to like sell it all and buy a tiki bar and be done. Just say, so much.
No, you don't.
In the moment, I do.
I think that's
So
me.
much. Yeah, it's just so much fucking stress. It really is. And it's like, oh my God. But
It is going to be interesting when they have like that many, because right now we're still fortunate enough, like we have good employees and we know all of them. We still talk to them. But
it's like we have 300 employees and you're like, I don't know,
you
like,
definitely don't talk to them. I mean, well, you, relatively speaking, you might send out like mass emails to like
Yeah.
a company.
But not a
And then
one-on-one.
maybe you go to a dinner and you're, I don't know, maybe there's some type of dinner, everybody ends up showing up and you might like say hi to everybody real
hey,
quick.
you're not the
But,
small little guy in the block
but
anymore.
a one handshake and having a sit down conversation is just not realistic.
And that's one thing, and you've been in some of the events like in the 50 we talked about. I've told you this. They all go about culture. We're trying now. We're like half the time what the three of us are talking about. If it's not financial reporting, it's culture. It's curating an experience. And I mean, when we got started, did you ever think we'd be thinking about culture and vision? And
No.
No, because I don't, well, we just never really wanted to have employees to start. Also,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah.
But we didn't think we'd be in a position really where we needed them either. We just thought, oh, well, we just do it and we're good at it. And then we're like, wait a second. We can't just continue to do all of this on our own.
yeah. Well, now, like I said, we're buying bigger stuff. I mean, what is, Hannah, you're in a unique position where the people haven't heard from you before. What is it like working with me and Matt? Is it just all gas, no brakes? Or is it just kind of go and we've got this crazy dream the three of us are doing together? Like, what is it? What goes through your mind in the morning when you wake up?
What what's gonna happen today? What new challenges are gonna crop up?
Yeah.
I think
Is it weird sometimes us buying properties that you don't care to go see?
no, it's not weird anymore. Like, because okay, so when we started and we were buying like these smaller, at first we bought single family homes. Like we went up there every weekend. We
Strapped on your boots,
Yeah.
GSD.
Yeah, put on your like goggles and you're knocking down walls and
Well,
painting.
we put on goggles.
Yeah, not all three of us put on goggles. Mike got
I went on coffee runs. These hands don't get
But
dirty.
it's like
I went
you
on
knew-
coffee
like you
runs,
knew
okay?
every
No
in-
dirt over here. Coffee
like
runs.
the three of us knew every inch of those properties. And even like our first multifamilies, like I remember like spending a weekend painting the building we're now, like a unit upstairs. We like built furniture to furnish them, like stuff like
yeah,
that.
we
We knew we could like mentally walk through the building and say where everything was and what unit was what and who
Coming
lived
at
where.
night for Enoch's stolen sneakers.
Yes, like we knew.
Oh, we got to tell
yeah.
that story.
So
You blood clot boy, Matt. That's what he's saying.
so the first time
Not Jamaican at all.
you own a property and it's like, oh yeah, I've seen a picture. I've seen pictures. I've never been there. And you're like, okay, it's a little weird, but then that just becomes the norm. It's like anything. You evolve, your business evolves. Now I don't think it's weird at all.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't faze me, but it is kind of a weird concept. Like I partially own something that I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Like if I got dumped in the middle of that city and you're like, find your building.
Yeah. It is. I mean, I still go up. I think it's one thing I'll never give up. I got to see him, but yeah, to your point. We used to oversee the
That's-
construction at the
yeah.
unit turns. Now I'm more
I mean,
conceptually seeing it, getting ready for it. But yeah, even the stories.
DD. I mean, we don't do the in-depth DD anymore.
Right.
We have other people that
Yeah,
go.
we have the decisions.
We go and sit at a restaurant, talk to a bartender real quick, say, hey, is this a cool area? Like, what do you find interesting about it?
And I think that's kind of like the point I want to make to everyone. It's like if you grind at it hard enough and you're clear about your vision, like we knew we'd get there. And now it's that next vision is, okay, you've got this team, you've got this thing you're building, and it's like, again, I always say it's like the Along Came Polly movie scene. It's like do less. The best thing for the business right now is when three of us do less now, meaning we're spending more time on strategic thinking. A single principle, right? Like I'm working with Kaylee right now to clear my calendar again, where it's like it's hard because you want to say yes to everything. But the best thing in the world could probably be 3 days a week of just deep thinking, no meetings. And that's so weird versus when you first start, everything's like grind. Now you're grinding, but you're grinding differently. I mean, we talked about a tenant a second ago, like Enoch. Shout out to Enoch. We had a tenant in a building. So this is when we still self-manage, but we literally did everything. So at that time, Matt dealt with the leasing and the marketing. They all thought Matt was
maintenance requests when they came in.
Yeah, they all thought Matt was the property manager. Hannah and I dealt with the financials, the maintenance, the unit turns, kind of finding the deals, all of that.
Yeah.
The banks, dealt with the banks, and we had this tenant who I think he had some issues. I mean, I know he had some issues. He hated Matt. And remember for a while there, he thought Matt was a fake like robot. Like he thought because there was security cameras everywhere, he's like, you won't talk to me like I'm a real person because you're using like Google Voice.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so the story is, and Kaylee, I don't know if I've ever told you this story. This is nuts. This is something good to hear. Let's tell you about being a landlord. So this kid's nuts. He was a tenant for like a year and a half. He paid on time through organization, so we never got rid of him, but he was nuts. Well, one time he's like, someone's stealing my shoes out of the hallway. And I'm like, all right, it's Enoch. Like no one's stealing the shoes in the hallway. I'm outside like having a cigar or something. I'm like, I'll check the cameras to tell him I did.
Yeah, I went through the camera.
And then, oh my God, someone was actually stealing the shoes.
Yeah.
And I told Hannah, I called Hannah laughing. I go, someone's actually stealing his fucking shoes. I'm like, so now we have to like look into this. It became a whole thing. And we never got his shoes back. But that was one of the early ways where our smart tech apartments were born, because I was like, you know what? Why don't we, if we leverage our camera system and our keyless entry this way, I would know what code is used to go into the building. We would have the eye in the sky. Well, why couldn't we do this at any building, not just New Hampshire? Why couldn't we do this anywhere in the country?
Sure.
And like it started planting those seeds that COVID led to. So it's funny how that works. But I remember like when we finally evicted him, like we bought him a plane ticket to California.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember that.
We were like,
Yeah.
all right, cash for keys. He didn't want keys. He wanted a ticket to California. So we're like, you know what, dude? Instead of fighting you in court for a month, like here's a $600 plane ticket to California. And then 3 days later, he broke into his apartment.
He skipped out on his flight.
He skipped on his flight and like Spider-Man up the side of the fucking building. And he's like back in his apartment. Like, oh, Enoch. But the best part is one night he sent this like crazy, just long like rant of messages. And he suddenly was talking like Jamaican, like
Yeah.
I don't
and
know
he
what
had
it was.
emojis with like rainbows.
And he's like, you a blood clot boy, Matt. You a Rasta boy. And he was fucking nuts. And like, I don't know, man. Like some of that stuff. The day we bought one of our other buildings, Pine Street, like someone died in the basement the day we bought it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was.
You remember that?
I was at my W-2 job. I think you came up and saw
Yeah,
it
that
or
was tough. We don't kind of remove from that now. I mean, now unfortunately a lot of people have passed, but I remember that was like kind of a big freak out. We started to tell the story earlier. The contractor in the woods of Maine, like the guy called us from the police station. We needed to make
from
bail.
jail.
From jail.
Yep.
It wasn't the police
Yeah.
station. He was in jail.
Needed to make bail. And it's like, so that, you get out of that. It's funny. Saying back on it now, you look romanticized in the moment. It was anything
Then the
but
kid fell asleep on
romantic.
the anthill.
Yeah.
The what?
The kid got
His like
Assistant.
the girlfriend's son or something like that was helping. Like
I don't remember
he
this.
fell asleep on an anthill and he had like
He
bites
woke
all
up-
over
yeah,
him.
he woke up to
because we
being
ended up going
attacked
up
by
to see what
fire
was going
ants.
on, and
Wow.
he was like,
I don't even
"Oh."
remember that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was all that same night.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just crazy. So yeah, you're out of it now, but we, that's all the past. And now we're talking about 300 employees. I think those are the stories that kind of help in the culture and the vision. But I think the big takeaway I kind of want everybody to have is we didn't necessarily know where the journey would take us, but we knew the destination. And now the destination is the next iteration, the next phase of taking that vision. But I don't know, it's crazy. What's a piece of advice you give to any budding entrepreneur, not real estate, just any entrepreneur?
At
Because
all?
when I think of you, and I think it's so unique about you, is you're an entrepreneur, but you're also like, you're a risk averse person by nature,
I never wanted to be an entrepreneur either.
but you were willing to bet on the life. So that's what I mean. So what would you tell somebody, like what's a piece of advice Hannah Ketchen would give somebody?
Just who's thinking about
You're thinking about
Starting-
starting a business, going on their own, betting on themselves. What would you say?
you're more capable than you think. People like tend to underestimate themselves.
Yeah, that's really good advice. They just kind of limit what their belief and think they can't do it or whatever it is.
Right. Or we make up excuses in our minds for like why we wouldn't succeed at that, or oh, well, maybe in a year I'll save up more money, or I'll do this, or I'll whatever.
Like they tend to be pessimistic.
Not even pessimistic, just I think people get scared
Yeah, I would agree.
and they underestimate what they're capable of. But it's like, you just have to jump in.
That's great advice. What about you?
I personally think at this stage, like a lot of people are, to your point, selling themselves short, but I think a lot of them are playing into social norms. So for example, like right now, I mean, you just hit 40. I'm coming up on 40. You still have half your life. Like you still got a lot more time. And I think people are like, oh, well, I'm already like 35. I'm already 40. Like I am where I am. And I think that, to your point, if you bet on yourself and you go in or do your research and whatever it is you're passionate about, but try and project out, okay, the next 40 years of my life, what do I want them to be? If I'm doing what I'm doing now and I'm already complaining about it now, it's not going to get any better for the next 40 years.
Right.
Yeah, nothing changes if nothing changes.
No.
And I think my takeaway, and I tell everybody this, take 5 minutes, sit down and manifest and get very clear on what you want. Because it's so easy to build a life around what you want, but it's just as easy to build a life that you don't want. And for whatever reason, people tend to build a life they don't want and they feel helpless. If they just shifted the thinking and they focus on designing what they want intentionally. As like I said earlier, I think it's something we've done very well. But you have to think about it. And that's free. Anybody can do that for free. But people won't do it. They get overwhelmed and they get afraid of it. That'd be my takeaway. Hannah Ketchen, thank you for being here. About time you stopped big time in me and Matt. And I'm Michael Ketchen. He's Matthew Hitchcock. And as always, bet on yourself.